University of Washington School of Medicine had an aim while developing the second generation vaccine. They wanted to develop a vaccine which is safe, effective at low doses, simple to manufacture at scale, and stable without freezing. This would enable vaccination at a global scale by reaching people in areas where medical transportation and storage resources are limited. Only once everyone is vaccinated with a robust vaccine, we can eliminate the virus. And they finally succeeded in doing so. Doesn't it sound exciting? Let's understand in details today. Hello my dear friends, I am Poonam and you are watching Biology Explained. This new second generation vaccine is called GPB510 and this vaccine is developed by University of Washington School of Medicine and will be manufactured and marketed by SK Biosciences. So why is it exciting and what is the difference between the first generation vaccine which is already available? This second generation vaccine is safe, effective at low doses, simple to manufacture at scale and stable without deep freezing. Unlike the mRNA vaccines where they are very difficult to store as -20° or -70° centigrade is required and that's the reason it cannot be sent to remote places. Moreover, the other vaccines are not that effective. So the scientists claim that this second generation vaccine can be given to people even in remote places. Phase 3 trial on human is already done and it is done with 4037 multinational adults over 18 years of age. This vaccine is a 2-dose vaccine and given 4 weeks apart. Let's see some of the results. It was found that GPB510 elicits higher level of protective antibodies than Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine Vaxzevria. Neutralizing antibodies were higher in case of GPB510 compared to Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. Remember the neutralizing antibodies? These are the specific antibodies which stop the virus from entering the cell. So they are very important antibodies. And these neutralizing antibodies were more in GPB510. So let's understand now how this vaccine is made. To understand this, you have to know two things. First, the SARS-CoV-2 virus which is causing the pandemic has spike protein on its surface. These spike proteins bind to the ACE2 receptor of our cell and helps the virus to enter our cell. Actually, there is a specific part of the spike protein called receptor binding domain or RBD which actually binds to the ACE2 receptor and helps the virus to enter our cell. Now, if we target the spike protein and keep antibody ready for the spike protein in our body, then the virus cannot enter, isn't it? For example, we have the spike protein entering our body and so we develop antibodies against the spike protein. Now, without the antibodies, the virus would have entered our body with the help of ACE2 receptor. But now, when antibodies are present, the virus cannot enter. So basically, antibodies are helping the virus not to enter. And in the first generation vaccine, antibodies were developed targeting the whole spike protein. In the second generation vaccine, the strategy has changed. Now we know that the RBD part of the spike protein binds. They only targeted antibody production against receptor binding domain or RBD. So this is the receptor binding domain and they made the antibody only against the receptor binding domain and not against the whole spike protein. It is a computationally designed self-assembly protein nanoparticle that displays 60 copies of the key region of the viral spike protein, that is the RBD. So basically they made a protein ball which was computationally designed. Now they studied it with RBD part of the spike protein. So the antibodies will be developed only against the RBD part and not the whole spike protein. So according to the scientists, this vaccine was designed at the molecular level to present the immune system with a key part of the coronavirus spike protein. We know this part called the receptor binding protein is targeted by most of the potent antibodies, said Neil King, assistant professor of biochemistry at the University of Washington School of Medicine. In order to focus the antibody response where it matters most, we decided to include in the vaccine only the key fragment of the coronavirus spike protein known as the receptor binding domain, said Wessler. We are thrilled to see that the strategy paid off and has led to a successful subunit. Another part of the immune system is the T cell. T cells were also activated similar or higher with GPB510. So basically, this vaccine will be more specific compared to the first generation vaccine, and it will be more easy to store. 2 billion people worldwide has not received a single dose of the vaccine. So they are planning to distribute the vaccine through COVAX program so that it can reach lot of people. SK Biosciences, the South Korean company, will seek for approval of the vaccine in South Korea, and if approved, the company will seek approval from WHO. The South Korean government has entered a purchase agreement to secure 10 million doses for domestic use. The third dose of the vaccine was found to confer strong protection against the Omicron variant of COVID-19 in animals. SK Biosciences will initiate testing third dose in 750 human adults soon. So it seems that the second generation vaccine will offer better protection and reach much wider population. That's very much important because if we want the variants to stop emerging, then we have to vaccinate everyone. So let's keep an eye on the development of this vaccine. This vaccine, that is GPB510, will be called SkyCoV-1. That's it for today, guys. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more updates. Thank you.